Well, hello, friends. I am filming this in the morning. I believe you'll be watching this in the evening if you do catch this when I first post it. So I am wearing my glasses this morning because my eyes, when I woke up, were very sticky, dealing with a lot of seasonal allergies here. So I hope you don't mind. Hope you don't mind my glasses. I think you've seen them in my vlogs, but I don't think I've ever sat down to film like one of these sit-down videos with glasses on. So anyway. Here are my glasses. I'm like as blind as a bat, so I do need glasses. I'm usually wearing contacts. I am so excited to be filming today's video because the Sephora VIB sale is starting tomorrow evening. And I was sitting down and kind of thinking about what I wanted to get or how I wanted to present information to you guys. And I usually do, recommendations video. I've done haul videos, those sorts of videos. And I've never really done one where I've talked about not just what's in my shopping cart, but the strategies I use to shop the sale. So there's basically like 4 different types of items that I kind of categorize everything into. I mean, some may, some products may fit into 2 different categories or whatever, but I like to approach the sale using all of these strategies or all of these thoughts, or in the past, I'll just focus on like one strategy. So anyway, the 4 are restocking on like favorites and most used. The second is focusing on really high ticket items because with being a Rouge member, I get 20% off of things, and that's a nice deal. The other one is just new products, things that I've been wanting to try. They are, shall we say, a little bit on the riskier side because I don't know them. And so the 20% off is a nice incentive to like just try different things. And then the last one is gifts. So are there any gifts that I can anticipate that I'm going to need in the near future? Do I want to just kind of stock up on gifts so I have some ready to kind of bring, places, bring to people if I'm, invited to things last minute or whatever. But for this particular sale in the spring season, I do think about Mother's Day. So yeah, so we'll be talking about those 4 strategies and what's on my list in relation to those. So like I mentioned, the first thing I like to think about, the products I like to think about, are ones that I want to restock on because these are ones that I know I'm going to be buying anyway. These most likely are favorites, most used products. A lot of them I feel like I go through pretty quickly. So there's, Sephora coupons and another Sephora sale coming in the fall. And so I think if I can wait until then, it's not going to make it onto this particular list. But these restocking things, I feel like I kind of always get when the sale comes around. So the first one, and you guys will probably chuckle at this because this is going on for years. This is like usually in my Sephora sale shopping cart are the Shiseido facial cottons. I really like those facial cottons. They're just great for applying toner. They're great for applying makeup remover. They're all purpose. My husband used them. He likes to put, toner on, or sometimes he puts acid on or whatever if he has a breakout. So those are great. And I feel like I'm going to pick those up anyway. So why not get 20% off? So the Shiseido facial cottons. And I used to think like, oh, what's the big deal about these? And I remember I went to, I think it was like Walgreens or something, and I just picked up, I think they were called like Swispers or something. They're round and they come in like a plastic packaging, but it's kind of like a tube. And after using Shiseido facial cottons for so long, I used those because I was kind of desperate. I just, they were there and I just got them. They felt rough. I do have very sensitive skin, but they felt rough. And I remember like just kind of giving them to my husband. He doesn't have as sensitive skin as I do. And I had to run out and get Shiseido facial cottons. So anyway, that is definitely on my list. The other one is the Orbe Bright Blonde Essential Priming Serum. So I am pretty much done with this bottle. I do have another one in the wings, but I was thinking about when I got this and how long it took me to go through it. And it was probably a couple months. And the fall sale happens usually at the end of October, November. So that's far out from a couple months. So I thought, why don't I put this in my cart and just get some? This is the product that I use after I've dried, no, sorry, after I've like towel dried my hair. So this is like the first thing that I put in my hair. It allows me to run a comb through my hair a little bit more smoothly. It is a nice heat protectant. It is part of the Orbe Bright Blonde line. So there is a purple tint to it. I think you can probably see some residue of it at the nozzle there. So since I've bleached my hair, of course, I've been playing around with a lot of products for blonde hair. A lot of them are dyed purple. And I really, really like this one. It's not very heavy-handed. You know, I don't feel like my hair turns a little bit too blonde, too gray when I use just this. I have gone a little bit too far, as you guys have seen. I have turned my hair purple. But this seems to really enhance the blonde. And it really, really seems to help me like just be able to run a brush through my hair and protect it from the heat. So I really enjoy this product. I am going through it pretty quickly, so I am going to get another bottle of this. And then the next product I want to pick up is the Shiseido Clear Sunscreen Stick. So this is something I definitely up the use of this in the summertime. And since we're going into the sunnier, warmer months here, this is the product that I use to reapply my sunscreen. So I put like an SPF 50 on, and then, you know, if I put makeup on, it's a challenge to reapply sunscreen. This glides right over any kind of makeup that I have on, any powder, any cream products, this glides right over it. I really, really enjoy this clear sunscreen stick. When I travel, I always have this with me. If I'm going out on excursions, I always throw this in my bag. And it's really, really saved me. I've gone on some pretty sunny travels over the past few years. I've gone on some cruises. You know, when you go on excursions, you have absolutely no control over like where you're going, or like, you know, if you're dining al fresco, it's usually in the bright sunlight. Anyway, I'm getting into the weeds, but what I'm trying to say is this has saved me because I have not gotten any sunburns or anything going out and traveling a lot in the summertime. And it's all because of this stick, because I remember reapplying this on all of those trips, and it's absolutely great. So I think I have a couple hanging around, but they're all probably pretty far down, and I do like having these just readily at my disposal. So definitely picking up one of those. And then you guys, you guys have heard me talk about this Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel to tame my flyaways. And this was a tip that I got from a makeup artist, I mean, many, many moons ago. And it has been my best friend ever since. So, you know, since I have bleached my hair, it's actually, as you guys can probably tell, it has been behaving so much better in the front here because my hair just grows in like crazy directions. And it's really hard to just get it under control. It'll just like stick out in strange directions. This is the only thing that helps because with the spoolie, I can get right at the roots and kind of like redirect my hair because my hair just grows. It's not like it's just kind of uncontrollable. It literally just grows, and it's pretty coarse. It just grows in the wrong direction. And so this is really, really helpful. And even though my hair is tamer now in the front, you know, I guess because I'm coloring my hair, I have, you know, some more breakage than I'm used to. And so I have all of these flyaways. So it's perfect, perfect for flyaways. So I just graze this along the top. And I really like the Anastasia brow gel because it's pretty stiff. Like I don't actually like it in my brows because I find it's too stiff, but it's absolutely perfect for my very errant hair up here. So I have a ton of these. I have one here. I have one in my bag. I have one just permanently in my travel bag. I have one upstairs in the bathroom. I have one upstairs in the vanity. I just have these everywhere. I always, always need it. I have one like by my garage door where I leave so I can grab it and put it in my purse if I need it or think I'll need it in the future. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna grab probably 2 of these. Whenever these are on sale, I grab them. So I'm probably gonna get 2 of these. These are usually included also, just FYI, in the Ulta, like 21 Days of Beauty. Sometimes they just randomly mark this down like 50%. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely get like probably 2 of these, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. So those are the items that are definitely gonna be in my cart, but those are the types of items that I think about when I wanna like restock. Just the ones I know I'm going to buy. Oh, actually, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking I definitely need to get this. But this is my Sephora Refresh Daily Brush Cleanser. As you can imagine, I go through quite a bit of this, but this is a great cleanser For your brushes, it's a little bit more than just wiping it off on a microfiber towel, which is what I like to do with my natural hair brushes. If I'm just, using a clean brush, I've used it maybe just once, I'm using powder products, right? I can just kind of wipe it on the microfiber towel very gently. I'm not like damaging any of the animal hair. But if I'm using, cream products, or it's maybe a brush that I've used like a couple of times now, and it feels like there's a little bit of buildup and the microfiber towel just isn't doing enough. This is really, really great because it's fast drying. So I just sprayed onto the brush, which I know the directions say not to do that. It says to like spray onto maybe like a paper towel and then run your brush over that. I don't find that effective enough, and I've never found that I've damaged natural hair or synthetic. I've never damaged the bristles, the hairs on my brush when I spray this directly onto the brush. So I'll spray it directly onto the brush, and then I'll run the brush over a paper towel until I find that it basically runs clear. I keep rubbing and then there's no product anymore. And then it's pretty much dry. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting, because I'm kind of low on this as well. And obviously I do use that quite a bit. So that is going onto my list. I actually need to write that down here because I forgot about that. Okay, so anyway, those are the types of things, right? I'm sure we all have products like that, and I think this is such a great time to just stock up on that stuff. 20% off. You're doing all this shopping anyway. It's also, I think, a good way to start with like the stuff, I don't know, these are kind of the things that I feel like you need. We don't need any of this stuff, but you know what I'm saying? Like these are the stuff that we quote unquote need. And so for me, this is a good way to kind of determine like how much I'm gonna be spending, how much I wanna spend after I kind of throw all these things in there, stuff I know I'm gonna be spending money on. It gives me a good sense, like a good starting point. The next thing was high ticket items. And I actually have a couple things in here that could belong in the restocking of favorites or most used, but these things are not quote unquote needs, and they are high ticket items. So these are items that I would love to restock up on. I really enjoyed using these products, but they're expensive. And, when I go through, I'm sure we all do this, we fill up our cart and then we go back over it and we cull stuff out. These are probably the items that are going to be the first things to get culled out. I see that price and I'm like, all right, let me just get rid of that. And then usually my cart, it gets so much less heavy. And I'm like, okay, I feel much better about myself. But those two things are, actually I have three things that belong under this high ticket items, but they're also like re-ups. The first one is the La Mer, the Rejuvenating Night Cream. I really, really like this night cream. I am pretty much done with it. It is wonderful. You guys know I'm a big La Mer fan. I think you either are or you aren't. I'm a big La Mer fan. I happen to be. And this night cream is fairly new. They came out with this sometime last year, I think, maybe early last year or late the year before. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to think like how quickly I went through this. But this night cream is great. It has all of the wonderful La Mer properties. I always wake up feeling like my skin looks, very rejuvenated, as the name suggests. But it has such an interesting texture, especially compared to the La Mer moisturizing cream, which is, it's thick, it's heavy, it serves as this barrier, which is great for my skin. I have a really busted barrier. This night cream dries down pretty quickly and it feels almost like dry to the touch. And it almost feels like I never put enough on. It really took a while for me to get used to this. But the reason for that is since it's a night cream, they wanted to create a formula so that it wouldn't transfer to your pillowcases or your blankets or whatever, or if you sleep with an eye mask or anything. They wanted a product that really dried down, that had like more of like a non-tacky finish to it so that it didn't transfer. And I really came to appreciate that. It just feels great and I can definitely see the results in the morning. So I am low on this. I would like to restock up on this, but it is a high ticket item. I believe this Rejuvenating Night Cream is more expensive, like per ounce, more expensive than the moisturizing cream. So it's on my list or it's in my cart, but don't know if I'll end up getting it. The other product that is associated to this Rejuvenating Night Cream is the Night Recovery Concentrate. So this is the night version of their concentrate. Their concentrate comes in like a bottle and has that stick in it. This is, I don't know, it comes in a jar, but the texture of it is kind of the same. So I am close to being done with this. I guess I've used less of this than the night cream, but I like using these together. They just work really, really well together. I do like this product. So it's a nice kind of, like I use it as a serum. So this is going in my cart and it's expensive, of course. And so, yeah. It's going in my cart, but we'll see. We'll see if it stays in my cart. Another product that, I don't know if this belongs in my restocking of favorites or high ticket items. This is one of those products that kind of straddles both categories. But this is the La Mer, the Treatment Lotion Hydrating Mask. It comes, I believe, in a box of either 5 or 6. And I love, love, love this mask. So this mask is based off of their treatment lotion, which I also love to use. It is a pretty thin lotion. It's kind of like an essence. And so I use that either as a first or second step after washing my skin and washing my face, washing my face. And it's just great. It's a really nice boost of moisture. It really evens out my skin tone. This is basically the mask version of it. So it's nice to just sort of sit with it. I really like using sheet masks, especially if I'm using them when I'm trying to just kind of unwind, or I'm having like a pampering moment and I come out of the shower and I just want to, extend the moment. I'll put the mask on. I'll lay in bed. I'll like meditate a little bit. So I really do like the sheet mask version of this treatment lotion. So this will definitely go into my cart, and this will most likely stay in my cart because I really do enjoy this a lot. Oh, a product that I forgot to mention for my restocking of my favorites. It's this Living Proof Full Dry Volume and Texture Spray. Now, in the last VIB sale, which was, maybe like 5 months ago, I got the big bottle of this, and it's great. I think I'm not even like halfway through that. But I started by getting this little bottle when I was traveling in New York last year. And it's amazing. And I want to get a little size, a little travel size basically, because when I went to New York this past time, I was like, I don't think I have enough of this. So I brought a different spray. Anyway, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I want to get basically another travel size or smaller size of this same size. So that is definitely going in my cart. And then the last product that is in my high ticket items category, but also can belong in the next category, which is like new products or products I've been wanting to try, is the new Prada Infusion Santal Chai with Sandalwood and Citrus. It is a fragrance. Fragrances are usually fairly pricey. I was like, Santal Chai, Sandalwood, and Citrus. I'm like, I feel like these are all notes that I really, really love. I don't know how it's gonna smell all together, but I would really like to try it. Really, really like to try it. So that is definitely going into the cart. We'll see if it stays. But yeah, I really like the Prada Infusion fragrances. They are a little bit more complex and a little bit more layered than the Paradox. Is that what it is? The triangle one? I really like, there's one Paradox version that I really, really enjoy because I think they have a couple versions. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it. I'll flash it up on the screen here. That one I really like, but they're floral, they're kind of sweet. They're just very straightforward, sort of unoffensive fragrances. But these Prada Infusion ones are just, they're a little bit more mysterious. They're a little bit, like I said, they're a little bit more layered and a little bit more complex. And I think if you find one that you really like those are the fragrances you'll really like. So yeah, I'm really excited to try that one, or at least smell that one. So anyway, that brings me to the next category of products that I like to think about in terms of filling up my cart, which is the new and been wanting to try. So there is that Prada Infusion fragrance. There's also this candle. I don't need any more candles, but this candle from Boy Smells, and it's their Yuzu Zesty candle. Now, I love a bright citrus fragrance, especially in the spring, summertime. I actually just whipped out a candle from Nest. It is one that I bought, I don't know, last year, maybe even the year before. And it's called like lime and matcha, like zesty lime and matcha, something like that. Anyway, I had a candle that was a little bit deeper, a little bit more like wintertime. I put that away and I brought out this Nest candle, and oh, it just makes me so happy. It just puts a smile on my face. So I love these, citrusy bright fragrances like the Jo Malone Lime Basil and Mandarin. I have another one of those candles, so I don't think I'm gonna get one of those, but maybe the diffuser. Anyway, I'm straying off topic. But anyway, the Boy Smells Yuzu Zesty candle, I want to try that. I do also want to, I don't know, does this belong in the restocking or the been wanting to try? But I really love the Westman Atelier Hydro Bombs. I have the Cafe Creme on with her Jarev lip liner, and there's two shades that I've been eyeing. And so I have Cafe Creme, I have Soda, which is a deeper shade, and then I have Nectar, which is also light, but a peachy shade. So this Cafe Creme is very light. The Nectar is also very light, but it's peachy. There's two shades, Ballerine and English Rose. So these two look, at least on the site, on the lighter side, but in the pink family. So the Cafe Creme is very nude, the Nectar is very peach, the Soda is like a deeper brown, and I'm like, I just need like a pink in this Hydro Bomb. So I thought I would try the Ballerine and the English Rose. Those are definitely going into my cart. And then there's this one foundation that looks so interesting. I've never seen a foundation like this. Maybe I've been living under a rock, but it's by this company, also this brand that I've never heard of, Lixr, Lixr. And it looks like they have a whole line. Sephora's carrying a whole bunch of their products. I would like to start with this foundation of theirs. It's like a biphasal foundation. I will put a picture of it up here. I think it has a roller ball at the end to apply. Anyway, all of it just looks very, very interesting. I think it is like a biphasal serum foundation. I have dry skin, so I'd love to try a foundation that, I don't know, at least it looks really moisturizing. I think maybe there's like squalane in there. Anyway, I would like to try that, so that's definitely gonna go into my cart. And as we all know, as the sale goes on, because the sale goes on for about 10 days, as it goes on, I feel like new products drop, or even on the first day of the sale, new products drop. So this list of mine may grow depending on what new products are dropped during the sale. But yeah, I really like to take this opportunity to, try new stuff. It feels like more low stakes, Okay, and then for gifts, so, my mom, she has her basics. She has like an eyebrow pencil from Anastasia Beverly Hills that she loves. She has like eyeliners that she loves. She loves like the Laura Mercier or the Bobbi Brown eyeshadow sticks, like just really easy type of stuff. That's pretty much all she wears, and like some foundation. So I like to kind of stock up on her favorites. And then, for Mother's Day, I'll give them to her. I think she's pretty good right now. So I'll probably pick up some of those things for her. I have an aunt that lives here in Las Vegas, and whenever she comes over, she's always looking for like travel size fragrances or just travel size products because she travels a lot. And so like a lot of the stuff that I get in my advent calendars, like from Diptyque or from Jo Malone, I give those to her because she loves them. She goes through them. They're so handy for her. But I think I've pretty much run out of them. So there were a couple sets that I looked at that I really liked. There's a Fleur set that looked amazing. And there's two sets from Way, a St. Bart's set, and I happen to really like that Way scent, the St. Bart's. I think that one's my favorite of theirs. And then there's a Way Minis Body Mists sets. So I thought I would pick those up, maybe give them to her for Mother's Day because I think she could really, really use them. I know she'd really appreciate them. And there's a Salt and Stone Mini Body Wash set. That I thought maybe I would get just to have around if I needed them for travel, if my aunt needs them. I really like the Salt and Stone body washes, by the way. There's one, I think it's like a rose. It's in my shower right now, but it's like a rose and a deeper fragrance. Maybe sandalwood or like vetiver, something like that. But it's really, really nice. So anyway, that caught my eye, and I thought maybe that would make a good gift to myself or to my aunt or anyone else. So anyway, those are some of the things that are in my Sephora shopping cart or on my wish list for this Sephora VIB sale. I hope these 4 strategies can maybe help you shop. I would love to hear how you approach this. Like, have you been thinking about this sale for a while? Are you unaware of this sale? Is this maybe the first time you're gonna be shopping it? The sale officially starts this Friday, April 10th. And for Rouge members, you get 20% off, 30% off the Sephora collection. And then next Tuesday, April 14th, if you are an insider, if you're the other tiers, if you're not a Rouge member, you get to start on Tuesday. and you get 15 or 10% off, and then 30% off of the Sephora collection. So anyway, would love to hear how you approach shopping this sale, but those are definitely the things that I think of. And let us know what's in your shopping cart. I would love, love, love to hear what you guys are planning on purchasing. But stay tuned and definitely subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications if you are interested in shopping the sale. I will definitely have recommendations videos coming up for you guys. I'm breaking them up this year between makeup, and I'm going to do skincare and hair, and then basically everything else like body care and fragrances and things like that. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.